Habit is an acquired aptitude or inclination to a particular action instilled by repetition. It can decrease or resist or facilitate the force of action. The mental mechanism of habit was given to us to simplify the process of our actions. Without its aid, we would have to learn the same things over each new day. For instance, the writer works daily at his writing until he is able to express his thoughts clearly and interestingly. If that habit were not established, he would have to relearn repeatedly the basics of composition. Similarly, if you had no such power of habit, then every day of your life you would have to relearn everything you do, even how to say your name. In other words, you would remain like a helpless infant. Habits are necessary, but we misuse their power. Habit is like a parrot. If you teach it to sing good songs and say good words, it will repeat them over and over. And if you teach it to swear, it will do the same, whether you want it to or not, embarrassing you and others. Likewise, your bad habits will make not only you, but everyone around you uncomfortable, whereas your good habits will be a joy to you and to others also. Therefore, it is tenable that you should prefer good habits and destroy bad ones. Habits are formed gradually by repetition of an action. It is said that it normally takes the average person about 8 years to firmly establish a habit, but habit formation can be quickened. In childhood especially, the mind is more pliable and it is then easier to form good habits. However, in ancient India, our teachers who specialized in training the young knew the importance of understanding the predisposition of the child's nature in addition to providing proper education and environment. They selected children according to the good karma and habits they brought with them from past incarnations. You have probably seen some children who from the earliest age were absolutely unwilling to be good. This is because they had developed bad habits in previous lives. On the other hand, many children are naturally inclined to right behavior because of good tendencies developed in former incarnations. Older people reflect the inner influence of past life habits just as children do. When persons who were spiritually inclined in the past take up the spiritual path, they keep on going with youthful enthusiasm to the end. Others who have brought with them anti-spiritual habits will not take to the spiritual path in spite of repeated urgings, unless in this life they wake up and begin to realize that God is the only source of happiness. Since you do not know what good or bad habits you have established in previous lives, you should be careful about what you do in this life, lest the slightest stimulus give a fresh hold to some bad habit that has been trailing you through incarnations. This explains how it can happen that a person may take just one drink and his old habit of former lives awakens and catches him. Before long, he has become an alcoholic. Therefore, one shouldn't even try such experiences as those produced by alcohol and drugs, which are not only useless but potentially harmful. Don't flirt with unproductive, dangerous habits. The word karma means action. Also, the effects of actions. The nature of those effects determines whether you have reaped good or bad karma. When you say, "It is my karma that has brought this evil event upon me," you have not distinguished between good and evil karma. Good karma brings good results and predisposes one to repeat good actions. Evil karma produces evil results and is the fertile soil for more evil actions. If you have a particular bad habit or karmic inclination, don't mix with those who have the same kind of bad habit. If you tend to be greedy, avoid the company of others who are greedy. If you have a desire to drink, stay away from those who drink. People who support your bad habits are not your friends. They will cause you to throw away your soul's joy. Avoid the company of wrongdoers and mix with those who are good. In this modern age, everybody needs to be trained because they have so much temptation placed before them. All parents should train their children to develop a taste for better habits. Consider more seriously the responsibility of guiding your children Many bad habits are imposed on them in the environment of the schools. Influenced by other children, they feel they have no choice. If someone doesn't join the crowd and smoke or drink, he is considered a sissy. Youngsters thus succumb to all kinds of wrong behavior. I know so many boys and girls who have taken to drink and smoking, and even worse, those young children that I have taken into the ashram for training I consider my own, and my heart goes out with them when they go into the environment of the public school. I tell them, don't be a doormat, dare to be different, and to say no when others try to persuade you into wrong ways. Co-education is a total failure. You will learn this sometime. Co-education for college-age students is less questionable. I was once going to write about these things, and then I thought, why should I? Who will pay any attention? The very fabric of your family life is being destroyed because of the lack of moral and spiritual education at home as well as in the schools. You must do your part to teach your children to resist evil. You have here such a great nation, but the abuse of freedom is the road to destruction. When I was a child in India, we were given strict moral and spiritual culture at home. Mother used to tell me, never desire wealth. I asked why, and she said, it will make you a slave. We were never permitted even to utter the word wine, because drinking was recognized as an evil habit. Reason with your children. Remind them that by developing wrong habits, they are wading into the cesspool of error. If they should go on in that way, it will be too late for them to come out of it. All the joy of life will be over for them. I know a young couple who were married just 4 weeks ago, and already they are unhappy and coming to me for advice. It isn't academic education alone that makes people happy. It is how to live education, how to develop a harmonious moral life, stronger willpower, and spiritual understanding that will bring happiness. The women in this country have much devotion and spiritual inclination, but as mothers, few of them properly train those ideals into their children. The boys here would be wonderful if taught how to develop their own power. When you say no to temptation, you must mean no. Don't give in. The spineless weakling all the time says yes, but great minds are full of no's. The weak-willed become doormats for everybody to walk over and trample on. They deserve this treatment for giving in to their weaknesses. Remember, temptation may appear to offer something very pleasurable in the beginning, but it leads to restlessness, always seeking something different, always seeking new thrills. Resisting temptations isn't the denial of all the pleasures of life. It is to have supernal control over what you want to do. I am showing you the way to real freedom, not the false sense of freedom that in fact is compelling you to do what your habits lead you to do.